Good morning, band directors. It's Dwayne Huff with Band Leadership Seminars, Band Leadership Online, and the brand new Band Leadership mini course, which is a free course that you can grab for your students. I know it's the time to start selecting leaders. Maybe you already have, and you're starting to train and develop them. There's never a better time than right now to do that. Run over to bandleadershipseminars.com. There's a link right there at the top of the page, and you can access that mini course for free. There's a video that will explain everything, so don't hesitate. If not, there's a link up here that you can hit. But in this video, what I want to talk is about, and I'm looking at the notes right here, how to maintain a positive approach to leadership. In my Band Leadership Inner Circle private Facebook group, by the way, join us over there. Just type in Band Leadership Inner Circle, and you can join us. This is a group I created exclusively for band directors, and when they come in, I ask them 3 questions about their challenges, about their focus, about what they want to accomplish with their student leaders. And so I've got a backlog of questions. That's why I'm committed to going live every day to serve you guys. And today I wanted to answer that question, how to maintain a positive approach to leadership. But I don't just want to give my answer. I want to hear your answer. And if you're a band director watching this and you have some wisdom, some experience, some knowledge around this that you want to share, please drop it in the comments. Ask a question, share your advice, or share a resource, right? I don't know if it gives you the ability to go live in the comments below, but if it does, please feel free to do that or post a video or link a video, right? So anyway, let me jump into this, but run over to bandleadershipseminars.com and grab that free resource. How to maintain a positive approach to leadership. I believe it comes down to having mentors or having examples or having an example of positivity. I know for me, whenever I came up through leadership, I can't say that I was a pessimistic person or that I was a student that wasn't necessarily positive, but what changed the game for me was whenever I went to my first leadership camp, a band camp. They also had a drum major camp and a leadership camp, and Dr. Tim Lotzenheiser was the main event at that particular camp. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to collect my thoughts here. Haven't had enough coffee here. But what happened was, from the very moment, that attitude, that energy, that positivity, that not only Dr. Tim, but there was another guy there. His name's Johnny Johnson. He may even be in this group. If you are, Johnny, thank you so much for your influence. He was the drum major of the college, and he was in charge of working with us drum majors prior to seeing Dr. Tim. And he had an amazingly positive approach and attitude and style. So the two combined, and being there for a complete week, that positive attitude, that positive vibe, that positive experience, that positive example is what set the tone for me. And it changed the game for the rest of my life. I mean, if you've seen me live, or if you've seen my videos and you see the energy, the intensity, that's how I am. Just like this. That's how I am all the time. And it was because of that. It was because of that experience. So how do we maintain a positive approach to leadership? I think it starts with the person who is the example and the leader guiding the students. And so whether that's me or Dr. Tim or you, I think you have to, everybody has a different energy, right? But that positive energy can be calm. It can be excited. It can be enthusiastic and passionate. It can be direct. So you got to be very aware of how you're coming across if you're teaching your students leadership, how you're putting that out there. And the quickest way that you can find out if the positive approach to leadership is coming through is whenever you are bringing your students through a leadership teach, put a video camera up in the back of the room and forget that it's there. And bring your kids through a session, have conversations with them, teach them some stuff. And then later, and I'm going to warn you, put 2 or 3 days between you and that video, because the emotion that you were feeling, or the emotions that you were feeling as you were teaching that, good, bad, or indifferent, are going to bias your opinion of what you see on video. But if you'll separate it by a couple of days, all that goes away. You'll look, and you'll be able to be objective because you remove yourself from the situation, and you'll see, am I being as positive? Is my message communicating as positively as I possibly can? What do I need to tweak? What do I need to adjust? Because if you're teaching your students leadership and you're trying to maintain that positive approach, it all comes from you. Now, excuse me, there in that resource I told you about at bandleadershipseminars.com, the free mini course, I have a video in there for you. It's an hour long, and it's called How to Teach Your Students Leadership. So I give you some tips, but I also give you my framework that I use in my live events. By the way, July is packed, but May, June, August, and September still have some availability. So if you'd like to work with me live at bandleadershipseminars.com, you'll see how we can do that if that's you. If not, grab that full online course, and it has even more of this, so I can help you with that. But the other thing I'll tell you is this. Your students, how do I maintain a positive approach to leadership? As positive as you can be. It's sometimes going to be an uphill battle trying to pull those kids up to your level of enthusiasm and passion. And sometimes you're going to want to quit. You're going to want to give up, and you're not going to think it's possible. You're going to like, you know what? Forget this. But here's what I can say. Your consistency, your determination, and your willingness and your resolve to show up consistently every day, starting right now, throughout marching band season, throughout the year, and deciding in your mind that I'm always going to stay upbeat, positive, set that example for my kids. And whenever they don't rise to that standard, I'm not going to let them accept that. I'm going to constantly call them up. And when you set the expectation and the tone by simply saying, hey guys, look, we're going to take a very positive approach to leadership. This is not going to be a dictatorial thing. This is not going to be an authoritarian thing. We're not going to talk bad. We're going to talk about the things that we need to do as leaders that we might not be doing yet. We need to start praising people, start recognizing people, start appreciating people, start building relationships, start championing, start clapping for each other when we do awesome stuff, and creating a culture and environment that is positive all the time. And then if any of us are not living up to that standard, we're going to bring each other up. A rising tide raises all ships. So the first thing that you have to do as a band director, maintain a positive approach to attitudes, you have to have a crystal clear vision of what you want it to look like. And then you have to consistently and constantly communicate that, not only in your words, but in your actions. And what's going to happen is the students who are like me are going to catch that fire. They're going to pick it up. Your influencer type personalities or your talker type personalities are naturally that way. So if you have them on your leadership team, and if you don't know what I mean, run over to bandleadershipseminars.com or click the link that I've put here. Grab that free resource. The first video is one of behavioral styles, and we have a lot of creative fun there, but you'll see what I'm talking about. You've got some kids on your leadership team who are naturally wired for the party. They have fun at all expenses. They're the life of the party. They want to be the center of attention. They love praise and recognition, and they just make everything fun. Well, you need to leverage that energy, that enthusiasm, and that positivity that they already bring into your leadership experience. They'll keep you charged. They'll keep each other charged, but they'll ignite that fire of positivity, and they'll help you burn it consistently, right? So check that out. So it starts with you. It starts with your attitude. It starts with your perception, your vision, and how you communicate it. But it's consistency, it's reminding, it's accountability, and it's a culture that you're creating over time. So I hope that serves. As you come in and as you're watching the replay, feel free to say hello. If you like these videos, give it a heart or a wow. It helps spread the message to more band directors. Tag a colleague or another band director. And like this page so you'll see when I go live. For those of you who don't know me and you're still hanging out in this video, my background is as a 9-time student leader, 6-time drum major in the marching band. And I have never been an educator, and I honor you for all you do. That's why I put forth these free resources. If you and I never work together, which I hope we do one day, you can take what I've put together and you can try. I have band directors all the time say, Dwayne, you know, up until now, we have not had it in our budget. And if that's your challenge, I have a YouTube video. I'm going to challenge you that that's not the case like you think it is. I've got some resources there to help you. But anyway, they say, Dwayne, we didn't have the budget last year. So what we've done for the last 2 years is we've taken your free stuff and I've taught my kids and it's been extraordinary. Can you come work with us? And I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. So that's what that's there for. So make sure you grab that resource, bandleadershipseminars.com. But I want to hear, even if you're watching this on the replay, how do you keep it positive? Because that's just my opinion and my perspective, right? I'm a 9-time student leader, 6-time drum major, honoring you for what you do, but I'm not in the trenches every day. I had a band director tell me, he says, Dwayne, I could never do what you do, man. The fire, the intensity, the strength that you come to the table with. I'm like, dude, I'm like a bottle rocket. I get in your band room, I go for about 8 hours and I'm gone. What you do day in and day out is impressive. I don't know that I can do it. A couple of years ago, I had the biggest compliment I've ever received. I had a band director. I was in his band room. It was in Texas. And he told me, he said, man, I think you would have made a great band director. And man, I tell you what, that was the biggest compliment I think I've ever received in my life. And I was very grateful for it, but I don't think I could do what you do. The level of commitment, the level of vision, the level of consistency that you have to keep up on a daily basis is not my strength. And that's why I do this for you. I honor you because I want to give you tools to be able to help you train and develop your leaders. And if you and I can ever work together live, that would be an honor for me. I see somebody dropped a comment here. Derek says, your videos are great. Thanks for putting them out. Derek, it's my pleasure, sir. Thank you for saying that. And I'll continue to do so. Please spread the word. Please let other band directors know about what I'm doing here to serve so that they can take advantage of the free stuff. I can't reach everybody. If everybody that sees these videos said, hey, Dwayne, come work with us this year, I couldn't do it. I'm one dude, right? So I'm not going to get to everybody, but I can get to everybody through here. So number one, thank you for saying that. Number two, share this with somebody. Give it a heart, give it a wow. It spreads the message. People pick up on this and they're like, who is this guy? And that's how this all begins, right? And then there's bands every year who are like, hey, Dwayne, it's time. Let's do this. And that's what supports the message. And so I am very thankful. Derek says, what are your thoughts on discipline? A lot of bands give push-ups, running laps, etc. as a discipline method. I feel this derails positivity. Yeah. So so I've been in places where that was the only place I think I've been in that particular situation was when I was in a drum and bugle corps, a small class A60 corps, and we were intense and we were hard, man. So that was part of the culture, and it worked, to some extent. I think it was the vibe, the tone, the leadership of the horn captain and the drum instructor and the corps director, and they made it work. But that was a drum corps situation. We paid to be there. We wanted to be there. We chose to go hardcore. And so it worked on some level. I don't think it ever brought the motivation and enthusiasm down. But in a band program, you have to gauge and you have to see what kind of response is happening. And you know what I would say? You're the band director. You're in there every day. You're seeing how it's playing out in the culture of your band. And if it's squashing the positivity or if it's squashing the vibe that you're trying to create, kill it. I don't think punishment has to be a part of it. I think positive reinforcement, encouragement, and praise over the long haul will win out. I'll give you an example. Thanks for asking that question, by the way. I'll give you an example. Whenever I go out and do the live seminars, one of the things that we do, and I think it's in the online course too, but what I try to do is, I saw this years ago. I was at a business function one time, and I got led into the leadership session before everybody else came into the assembly. And I was blown away because the main leader on stage basically told the rest of the leaders, guys, this energy, this charge, this enthusiasm, this excitement, this clapping, this honoring of the leaders that we're doing on stage, this doesn't just happen. We have to create it. And for lack of a better term, fabricated, I don't want to say it that way, but it kind of was. He says, because if we don't set the tone and the example for the enthusiasm, the passion, the opportunity that's here before us, nobody else in the room is going to do it. So it's us that have to create it. So basically what I'm saying is you have to get your leadership team or your core of leaders, whether they're on the team or not, the people who are naturally enthusiastic, passionate, happy, positive, encouraging, nurturing type people, pull them together and say, guys, let's create a culture of support, of service, of praise. And what I do in the live seminars is that as we start going through the stuff that we do and somebody says something, contributes something, does something, offers something, even the most minor thing, I have everybody in the room clap for them. At first, it doesn't start, but over time and throughout the day, it does. And then I'll pause and I'll say, okay, guys, listen, let me ask you a question. How many of you guys are in jazz band? And they raise their hand. I say, okay, great. Let me ask you this. Whenever somebody does something in jazz band, whenever somebody takes a solo, when somebody takes a solo and they're finished, what does the crowd do? After they finish that solo, they says, everybody claps. I said, oh, okay. And I said, how many of you ever done a solo clap? How does it feel? Oh, it feels amazing. Let me ask you a question. Do we do that in marching band? No. I say we do it when somebody trips over a tuba. Right? I say, guys, why don't we do that? And what kind of experience in band would we have if every time somebody did something positive or that contributed or that made a difference, even in a very significant way, we had a culture of praising? Why don't we create that? And I've gotten feedback from bands that they went on to do that, and it brought the level of the group up. So to answer your question, a lot of bands give push-ups, running laps, etc., as a discipline method. Whenever I was in my high school band, they give demerits, the band director and the drum major would. And I think that's demotivating. I'm not saying all of that needs to go by the wayside. I mean, you have to be the one to determine. But I think if you create a long-term culture of praise and recognition, one of the most powerful things I ever heard one of my managers tell me first job out of school is that when we would do bad things, we weren't to beat ourselves up. We were simply to say, that's not like me. But when we did something positive, to say, hey, that's like me. And as a culture in that environment, we started to do that for each other. We'd say, hey, are you okay? That's not like you. Or if we saw somebody doing something positive, we say, hey man, that's awesome. That's just like you. Those subtle little things. And I tell students all the time, I say, whenever you're managing your peers, when you're leading your peers and you're trying to get them to go in a direction, do what you do, influence them, move them. I said, it's going to be real easy to want to, in the moment, look at them and saying, what's wrong with you, dude? But I invite you to pause, to back up. And instead of saying, what's wrong with you? Have empathy. Give them the benefit of the doubt and say, are you okay? Not what's wrong with you, but are you okay? And if you can get your students more and more and more to start creating a culture starting now and over this year and throughout the next 4 years, it'll take some time. But if you're consistent with it, on top of it, you reinforce it, you get the students buy-in to do that, and you start getting them to be that core of praisers and recognizers, you set such an example that when somebody goes negative or they're out of line or they're off in left field, they feel the conviction. I call it inspirational discontent. Here's the standard of the group. Here's where they're not living up to. There's a gap. They start to feel the tension, not the pressure. And you don't have to put that pressure on them with discipline and push-ups and things of that nature. So that's my limited scope answer on your situation. I think your gut as a band director and as an educator should be the thing that's driving the force. If anybody else is watching this on the replay and you have any insight for Derek on that, please drop this in here. Derek, if you have not joined us in the Band Leadership Inner Circle, please do that. This has gone a long time, and I thank Derek for asking those questions. Thank you. And if you're on the replay, if you have questions, do that. I'll circle back. I'll see them. Like this, share it with a colleague. If you have not run over to bandleadershipseminars.com, there's a free resource waiting over there for you, Band Leadership Mini Course. There's a video there that'll explain. I won't bore it with you here, but let me know the kind of things that would help and serve you, that I can put together to serve your band. And if there's an opportunity this year for us to work together live or through my online course, let's make that happen. And if you want the details on that, reach out to me or go to bandleadershipseminars.com. If for some reason your budget is limited, let's talk. Challenge me. I've got a challenge that I issued on a video that if I can't help you find the money, I will give you my entire band leadership online course, $500 free for an entire year. So challenge me if you don't think you have the money. Derek, thank you for your answer. Thanks, Derek. Thanks for being here, man. And I'll keep cranking them out. Stay tuned. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And good luck training your leaders. Have a good day, guys. Bye.